Hey, good morning, everybody out there in Wildcat Nation. Welcome to K-ROG in the morning, Fridays with Will and Tom.
Will and Tom.
It's like the morning waffle, the dark side.
Yeah.
The shiny, happy people aren't here today.
All this rain is making me like Darth Baker today. That's right.
Yeah, good stuff. But no, thanks for jumping in. I messaged Keaton. I'm like, are we going to do a show tomorrow? And he's like, no, it's my birthday. I'm like, okay, you're obviously 22. So
yeah.
But your mom making you breakfast in bed, you know.
Must be nice to go back to those days.
Yeah, it would be. But I work on my birthdays these days. And
yeah, you work on your birthday when you get grown up.
Well put. Oh, let's look at our verse today. We've got John chapter 14, verse 6. Jesus says to him, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. This is one of those, this is, I think, the most divisive verse in the entire Bible. And nobody focuses on it. They want to focus on all the other things, but that's the one. Because that's the exclusive claim of Christ where he says, nobody, it's me, it's only me. And he establishes the sole path for salvation right there in John. It's his words.
It's Jesus being very blunt.
It's being very blunt, and it's not very inclusive.
No,
it's not very inclusive.
No,
it's not that. And so, but it's funny the way people pick on things about, Christianity is exclusive because of this or because of that. Because you don't believe in gay marriage, or you don't believe in premarital sex, or you don't believe in whatever. No, that's not really it's true. But that's not the exclusive claim. The exclusivity comes right from Jesus himself. A lot of people will say, well, I follow Jesus. That Paul guy, I'm not too sure about him, because a lot of those other prohibitions come from the Pauline letters and that's where people really start attacking Christianity because they don't like what Paul had to say, but they ignore what Jesus said. I am the only way. So anyway.
Yeah, you're not, here's the reality of it is it's our job to try to show them the right way.
Yeah.
But they have to do it on their own,
Well, I'm
it's not a popular opinion.
I'm about a 95% Calvinist anyway, so.
I don't know what that.
Oh, we'll talk about Calvinism. That'll be fun. We'll have a Calvinism Armenian discussion someday. No, there's just so you have Christianity over the historical Christianity, and it's just his split, unfortunately, many different times. Sometimes over important issues, sometimes over not so important issues. The first kind of major split was Catholicism versus Protestantism. Well, Protestantism then kind of split Calvinism and Armenianism, and so. I don't have a huge problem with the Catholic Church. I think there's a real temptation to fall into works-based salvation there because of anyway.
There's a lot of formalities.
Say the Hail
Catholic
Marys,
Church,
the Rosary and all those actions, which I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. I just think if that's where you're placing your faith in salvation instead of the saving work of Jesus Christ, there's a problem. That was a major split between Catholicism and Protestantism, as Protestantism focused more on Jesus than the church, back in the day when Martin Luther did all his stuff. But then there was another split, kind of this Calvinism versus Armenianism. It mostly tends to circle around the concept of free will. So an Armenian would say...
It's like predestination, basically.
Is a predestination issue. Armenianism would say Jesus did everything that is necessary for your salvation. You just have to go make the decision on your own to become a Christian. And a Calvinist like me would say, while that's all true, we believe that God is so strong and so powerful and so omnipotent that he's the one that says, Tom, you're going to believe in me. And so he provides the impetus for you to then respond in faith.
I see.
So it's a minor point that is a major argument throughout
I would probably
Christendom.
I think I would probably think the opposite on that.
A lot of people do, and it actually and I always did, and it takes a lot of interesting. Because of the way I changed, I can't see my beautiful face, I guess. So maybe I can do something there and help you out there. It's still hiding the beard.
The one I've always had a little bit of a complication with is if God is all-knowing, he knows what my decision is going to be. So therefore, from God's perspective, it is predestination. But from my perspective, it is not predestination.
That's a neo-Calvinist view. Yeah. So, and that's one way to look at it. So it's a fun little debate. People get a little too worked up about it.
I think you spend your whole life debating that, and then you kind of forget what the whole point of it was.
So like at our church, a Fellowship Bible Church, I'm mostly Calvinist. I'm an elder. I get to preach. And there's another guy on the board who's one of my best friends, Finch Sprouse. We go on mission. We've been to China 6 times together on mission, and he's an Armenian, and he preaches. And we just disagree on that point. Right. And it's okay. It's no big deal. But
we'll see in the end.
Yeah. So what do you think about the governor's race in California?
I know. That hat.
Caitlin for California.
Somebody's rolling over in their grave because you're wearing that hat.
I don't know. I mean, he's a Republican.
Is he?
Yes, he is. And very conservative.
I don't know if that's the right pronoun.
Build the wall. Well, I've not done a physical inspection, but based on my understanding,
it
would be the correct pronoun. He has legally changed his name to Caitlin.
Right.
So Caitlin is his proper name. But
if you can't tell, I don't know if we can zoom in on that, but that is.
I have a Caitlin for California hat on this morning. If you didn't know, Caitlyn Jenner is running for governor of California as a Republican. He's got a couple commercials out.
Does he really?
Yep, they're on YouTube. You can look. I've posted some to my Facebook page, so you can look at them. Attacking Gavin Newsom and the lockdowns and the liberal policies of California that have destroyed his great state. And I think he's got a heck of a chance of winning. And I can't think of anything California deserves more than Republican Governor Caitlyn Jenner. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Man, I tell you what, that place is just a total mess.
Oh, it's a dumpster fire.
I mean, they have literally taken one of the most beautiful states in the union and completely just figured out a way to just take a big, huge dump on top of it.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it's just like, golly, how could you do that?
I don't know, but it's a lesson for all of us if we're willing to learn it, what's happening in California. But, we've got a lot of California folks moving here to Rogersville. Yeah. And those that I've met so far, great folks. They're moving here because they hate what was going on in California. Couldn't take it anymore.
There's a really good Eagles song. It's actually one of my favorite Eagles songs. It's called The Last Resort.
Uh-huh.
And
I thought you were going to Hotel California.
One of the lyrics in that song, which I know Don Henley, who's a very extreme liberal, didn't believe for that to be this way, but one of the lyrics is, you call someplace paradise, you can kiss it goodbye.
Uh-huh.
And that's exactly what they've done out in California. I
guess so.
They have totally just destroyed that state.
Well, if you don't work for something, you don't value it.
Yeah.
And we see that over and over and over again. It's a lesson that doesn't seem to stick. But speaking of not working for things or valuing them, have you been watching this AMC run at all? Are you familiar with that? You know what's going on?
I have. I'm trying to stay out of it because the urge is to go out and buy some of it and kind of play in that space. But I'm not in a place to play the risk or the gamble on that.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going to happen on it. I mean, it could tank. With the way that electronic trading is overnight, as soon as the opener hits that next morning, it could drop so fast that you lose everything on it.
Yep.
And so I don't like playing that.
Yeah. Well, there's.
I know you're playing a little.
I'm
bit.
in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. You do the research. The concept is, if you didn't know, is it's some people think, oh, we're just going to keep buying and forcing the price up just because we're buying. That's not the whole story.
Right.
The whole story is the reason the price goes up is because there's large hedge funds that have shorted.
Try to shorten it. Yeah.
So there are billions of shares that they've sold that they don't own, which means they have to
They're
buy
betting
back.
for it to drop.
They're betting for it to drop. Yeah. So at some point, and we believe that's around June 2nd because there's a share count coming, they will have to buy those shares. And the more the price goes up, that decreases their available margin until eventually they get upside down with their margin lender, and their margin lender calls their note. They have to buy the shares at whatever price they are. And if you don't sell, if enough people don't sell, they have to keep bidding up and up and up and up because they have to buy them.
Right.
So the concept...
Which in turn jacks the price
up. So, I've listened to a lot of different people on all of this. I bought my shares in at about $10 a share.
They're like 24 right now.
31. It hit 31 this morning. It may have dropped back down, but $100 dollars a share is the most pessimistic I've heard. The most optimistic is $100,000 a share. So. We're kind of hoping for somewhere between $1,000 and $10,000 a share to sell out of that. But so right now, $30 a share, it's a bargain.
That is a bargain.
It's a bargain right now if you can turn around.
I may go out and buy a couple a day.
You never know. I mean, throw $100 on there. We turn into $1,000 by the end of next week. Easy.
Yeah, and then I can buy a tractor.
You can buy a tractor,
so we can start being a little more self-sufficient out on
Green Acres,
old
man.
Baker Farm.
Right? Did you take any pictures of that sunset last night?
No.
They were all over Facebook. I took mine, posted it, and I'm like, oh, I'm one of the masses that took the...
Barry came down to the house, and we were talking shop about some stuff, and his wife texted him. Of course, we thought it was raining. It was raining outside when he came in, and she kept texting him, go, hey, you need to take a look outside. And, so we were like, is it hailing outside? Because, and Sam was like, no. He walked away. He
didn't tell you.
It looks beautiful, Dad.
Yeah. This is gorgeous orange, purple.
Yeah, we didn't get to see it. That's, usually that's how, when I used to go, like when I was going to go take evening photos, is after it's been raining all day. That's the best time to go shoot photographs. Or a thunderstorm. If the sun ever pops out after a thunderstorm, it's the best time. It's always going to be a pretty nice.
Yeah, that's my favorite lighting is that sunset where you've got this overcast sky, but then the sun drops below the horizon. So it's the light is all shooting in kind of between the earth and the cloud layer.
It's kind of a glancing light.
It's gorgeous. Love that. Now, you're a Navy guy.
Oh, yeah.
So the whole... red sky at night, sailor delight.
Yeah.
Red sky at morn, sailors take warn.
Really, and the other way you can always tell, too, is if the grass in the morning when you wake up is dry, then you're in for kind of a crappy day.
You're not in Missouri. I can
tell you. Well, no, and in the summertime, if the grass is dry, it means it's probably going to rain that day.
Is that right?
Yeah, because the wind, the front has been blowing in. It's been drying the grass out.
Okay.
And then if the grass is wet in the morning, that means you're probably in for a nice day because the wind hasn't been blowing.
Well, it was wet this morning.
Yeah, it was wet this morning.
It's
been wet every day. I tell you what, I'm about sick of it.
No kidding. I have no big plans for the day. I got to finish up a webinar judges conference, and
I'm driving to Joplin today.
Are you?
Actually, Webb City.
Yeah,
it's just north of Joplin. Going down there to do a podcast. So,
okay, awesome. Yeah. We've got some family coming over tonight for Luke's. We're celebrating Luke's 21st birthday, which is actually tomorrow.
Is that gonna be a big throwdown with kegs and stuff like that?
I doubt that. I think we'll have a little finger food.
We're going to Kansas City.
Are you?
Yeah, we're going to go to Kansas City. We got a graduation party up there. It'll be fun.
Yep.
We've got some place that we're doing it at that we've got like a $1,500 minimum.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're like, wow.
All right.
So it was $1,500 to rent the place.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
we got a minimum now
For a night.
for like an afternoon and a dinner.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, I guess we're all eating filet mignon.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Well, I'm looking forward to really not doing much this weekend because my last 2 weeks have been brutal.
Yeah, you've had
It's going nonstop.
little events here and there that you've been working on.
My eclectic.
Yeah.
I was a pit master at a wedding dinner and went trap shoot, played guitar for church, and lawyered a little in between. But
Well, you need to take it easy.
yeah, I think I may do a little bit of that.
And you're just gonna fire up the pit smoker this weekend, right?
Actually, we did enough of that last weekend on Sunday. We got enough left over, but Sharon Burney letting us know state track and field in Jeff City today.
Oh yeah,
Good stuff
state
going
track meet today.
on. Yep.
That's my old stomping ground up there.
Yep. Very good. And First Friday coming up next Friday. Next week.
Next
Truck
Friday.
and Tractor Show. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, if this whole AMC thing works out, I might be able to get my tractor in the show
get
next
you a new
week.
tractor in the show. That'll be fun. But always good food. Looking forward to doing that. And if you haven't seen Lauren Brooks' interview with Ranger Francis
Oh, the bear
on
one.
the bear, you should go back and watch that. It was pretty awesome.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, he was into it.
Was he really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, he was
That's
into
cool.
it. I think he's going to be a recurring K-ROG guest in the future.
So does he live here in town?
I don't think he lives in town. I not that I know of.
He's like stationed around here.
Yeah. He's the local media guy for the
Oh, that's cool.
conservation, and so yeah, Lauren was like, we talked about at our meeting on Wednesday, and so right after that meeting, she called him and said, "Hey, I'd like to just do an interview with you about the bear." He's like, "I'll be there at 3." Like, boom.
Really?
Yeah, came out the same day.
Oh, that's
2
cool.
hours later, they're in the studio doing the show. So if you haven't to see that, jump on K-ROG and see that. But it's
That's
good.
awesome.
All right. Anything else we need to tell the folks? we get out of here?
Sign
Have a
up
weekend?
for ROG Got Talent.
Yes, Raj Got Talent. We've already got signups for that. So jump on the K-ROG website. I made it easier. I put a big link right on the homepage to click that and sign
Folks,
up for
it
Raj
just
Got Talent.
takes 10 seconds of courage. That's all it is.
All it is.
It's not
$500,
easy,
and
but it just takes 10 seconds of
and
courage.
it could launch a career.
Yes.
You could launch a career.
You never know
Right
what
here in
it'll do
Rogersville.
for you.
Yeah, good. $500 and perform live at
$500,
Rogersville.
go buy some AMC stock.
Yep.
Boom.
Boom. There you go. All right, folks. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Tom, for filling in.
Hey, no problem.
Happy
It was
birthday,
awesome.
Keaton. We'll see y'all next week.